Good day, everyone. Welcome to Medieval Chronicles 1066. Today we're diving into the epic tale of the 1297 Stirling Bridge Battle, also known as Braveheart in real life, the Scottish Independence Wars. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, do you know who William Wallace was? Get ready for a thrilling historical journey. Let's kick things off by briefly introducing the 1297 Stirling Bridge Battle and why it holds such significance in the Scottish Independence Wars. This pivotal moment in history set the stage for a fierce struggle for freedom. The Scottish people faced immense challenges in their fight against English rule, with the odds heavily stacked against them. It was a time of resilience, determination, and unwavering spirit as they fought for their independence. Now, let's delve into the tactics employed by the legendary figures William Wallace and Andrew Murray to outmaneuver the powerful English forces. Their strategic brilliance and courage played a crucial role in turning the tide of the war. To understand Stirling Bridge, we need to know about William Wallace, a Scottish knight who became one of the main leaders during the Wars of Scottish Independence. Born around 1270, Wallace grew up during a time of great turmoil and unrest in Scotland. His early life remained somewhat mysterious, but his legendary status began to rise as he fought against English oppression. In 1297, Wallace's rebellion against the English gained momentum. Alongside Andrew Murray, another key figure in the fight for independence, Wallace led a growing army of Scots determined to free their homeland from English rule. Andrew Murray, often overshadowed by Wallace in popular history, was equally instrumental. Born into a noble family, Murray launched his own rebellion in the north and quickly joined forces with Wallace. Together, they planned a strategic assault on the English at Stirling Bridge. The English forces, led by John de Warenne, Earl of Surrey, and Hugh de Cressingham, the Treasurer of Scotland, were confident in their strength and numbers. Their army was well-equipped and experienced, ready to crush the Scottish resistance once and for all. The Stirling Bridge was a narrow wooden structure spanning the River Forth. Wallace and Murray recognized the bridge as a tactical advantage. They knew that if they could lure the English into crossing the bridge, their larger numbers would be neutralized by the narrowness and potential bottleneck. On September 11, 1297, the battle began. The English army started crossing the bridge in the early morning. Wallace and Murray waited until a significant portion of the English forces had crossed before launching their attack. The Scots attacked with ferocity, catching the English by surprise. The narrow bridge created chaos, as the English soldiers found themselves trapped between the advancing Scots and the river. Many were pushed into the water, while others were cut down by the Scottish spears and swords. The decisive tactics employed by Wallace and Murray were a masterclass in battlefield strategy. By exploiting the terrain and forcing the English into a vulnerable position, they turned the tide in favor of the Scots. As the battle raged on, the English forces on the bridge were decimated. Those who had not yet crossed were forced to retreat in disarray. The Scots' victory at Stirling Bridge was overwhelming, demonstrating their capability to challenge the English might. The aftermath of the battle was significant. Hugh de Cressingham, the hated treasurer, was killed, and many English soldiers were either captured or killed. The victory boosted Scottish morale and solidified Wallace's reputation as a leader of the independence movement. The Battle of Stirling Bridge was more than just a military victory, it was a symbol of hope and resilience for the Scottish people. It proved that with cunning strategy and unwavering determination, they could stand up to the might of England. Following the battle, Wallace and Murray continued their campaigns against the English. Tragically, Murray was mortally wounded during the battle and died later that year, but Wallace carried on the fight, leading raids into northern England and further establishing his legend. In recognition of his leadership and success, Wallace was appointed Guardian of Scotland in 1298, a position he used to continue his efforts to secure Scottish independence. Stirling Bridge set the stage for future confrontations, such as the Battle of Falkirk in 1298, where Wallace's forces faced a more prepared English army. Despite suffering a defeat at Falkirk, the spirit of resistance kindled at Stirling Bridge continued to inspire the Scottish people. The legacy of the Battle of Stirling Bridge extends beyond the immediate military outcomes. It galvanized a nation, setting in motion a series of events that would eventually lead to the Treaty of Edinburgh-Northampton in 1328, recognizing Scotland's independence. In conclusion, the Battle of Stirling Bridge was a turning point in the Scottish Wars of Independence. The bravery and strategic brilliance of William Wallace and Andrew Murray, along with the determination of their troops, left an indelible mark on history. As we reflect on this legendary battle, we remember the courage and sacrifice of those who fought for Scotland's freedom. Their legacy continues to inspire us today. Before we wrap up, I urge you to like this video, subscribe for more captivating historical content, and share your thoughts on this legendary battle in the comments below. Your engagement helps us bring more fascinating stories to light. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history. Stay curious, stay informed,